I've been part of an institution called the School of Philosophy for about 30 years, and they base it's based on an ancient Indian tradition called Advaita Vedanta, which is heavily Sanskrit based, and so that's how I came to be interested in Sanskrit. It's a beautiful language, beautiful script, and the chanting particularly they're attracted to. I think it really invokes a sense of stillness for them. They're very interested in the literature. We read them the Mahabharata, the Ramayana, and they're highly engaged.
Now, there are some studies that indicate that learning Sanskrit can improve cognitive abilities and function. Have you ever observed that kind of effect in students or perhaps your own children?
Yes, so I have a daughter who is now in year 8 at high school, and she came all the way through John Colet, and she has said to me that categorically that she believes that learning Sanskrit has helped in learning other languages, particularly languages that have other scripts like Mandarin, and her maths. She's convinced that that's helped with her mathematical abilities. Beyond that, we haven't quantified anything, but I'm sure it has an effect.
Oh yes, I think the fact that you have to memorize a lot, and which is quite different to a language like English, which is most commonly used, and also the structure of the sentences. They do need to understand the parts and how they put it together, because again it is different to the language, in English language. So there is a lot of thinking, processing, structure, and it relates so much to mathematics.
It's highly systematic, like mathematics is.
And on a more spiritual side, have the students shared with you how they feel about when reciting Sanskrit, or perhaps afterwards? Do they have a sense of peace or joy, or that they've shared, or that you can observe?
Most definitely. Most definitely.
Yeah.
It can bring the room to rest. We often, at the beginning of each lesson, we start with a pause with a Sanskrit dedication, and then we always do a chant, and that chant is recited by the entire school for a 2-week period, and that absolutely brings them to stillness. It could be chaotic when you go in, can't it?
And I think I'd like to emphasize more on the pause, which is a short chant, where we say Om Paramatmane Namah, and it is done at the start and end of every activity in the school, and we pride ourselves in how our children, even the little ones, even if they don't understand it fully, they know that when it's time to pause, we all come to rest, and we say it, and then we begin, and then we do it at the end, and they all remember it, and the whole school also comes to rest twice a day
at the same time.
So you can feel that in
absolutely
across the school.
No doubt about
stillness.
Well, maybe a lovely way to end this would be for you to perhaps lead the pause to complete our interview, and thank you.
Yes.
Om Paramatmane Namah. Iti